Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jhona. This is Jhona OhMGee. Today I'll be reviewing Real Housewives of Potomac Season 7, The Reunion Part 3. This reunion, y'all, drained me. It was 90 minutes long, and honestly, I cannot remember a reunion being 90 minutes long, especially the fact that it was broken into 3 sections, 3 parts, and the last part was 90 minutes. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get right on into it. So we start this episode off with Mia and Jacqueline. Child, they bringing out their receipts and such, and Jacqueline drops the bomb that we've all been thinking. Newsflash, Mia is not the CEO of the Joint Chiropractic. I mean, we've said this before, so it really didn't shock me, but we knew she wasn't the CEO. So Jacqueline tells us that Mia indeed was not with her mom on Mother's Day. And then, of course, since Jacqueline had the receipts, Mia had to bring it back. It was like, oh, well, I was on FaceTime with her for an over hour. Girl, that is not the same. FaceTime for somebody an hour out the whole day, and saying that you were with them on Mother's Day is not equivalent. Okay, Mia? But you know that girl lied. That girl be lying. They asked if Jacqueline has ever slept with G. Of course, she said no, but throughout the whole season, they weren't really owning the answer completely. Like, as Robin stated, they were being really coy about it. So honestly, I still think something is up with that. Like, I don't know why in the season they just didn't flat out say that Jacqueline did not sleep with Gordon. It was really weird to me. So basically, Jacqueline is making a claim that Mia pretty much fabricated all these stories about Jacqueline's life as a way to, like, add to her storyline, I guess. Like, to say that, I guess to make Jacqueline look like her little puppet, like Mia. So, oh, she's the CEO. She has all these, like, little followers. But I'm like, is that the look that you were going for, Mia? If that is true, like, why would you want that particular image that you can puppet somebody around, like you're the puppet master? I don't know that. So apparently Mia didn't buy her Porsche, but then on the season she said that G put a down payment on the Porsche, but now she has a receipt and says that it's all in her name, which I'm like, it can still be in your name and G still can put a down payment on it. The car is still in your name. So that really didn't make sense to me. I know she was trying to say that he didn't buy anything, but I'm like, he could have still put a down payment on it and it's still been in your name. So anyway, honestly, you just really don't know what to leave, because Mia be lying. We don't know Jacqueline that well. She could be lying, but Mia really be lying. All in all, I really don't know if they'll be friends again. I mean, it's kind of sad, honestly, because they grew up like sisters and they've been in a friendship for over like 30 years. And it really kind of got nasty. Like, Jacqueline's like, I own my home. You don't even have a home. Like, it really got nasty between them. Like, and I really kind of hated to see it, honestly. Regardless of how I feel about Mia, like the fact that they've been friends for like 30 years, and because she came on this show, that was the detriment to their friendship, is kind of sad. So in walks in Miss Sharice Jackson Jordan, and child, we are not a fan. I am not a fan of the dress, hair, nor makeup. It was not flattering to Sharice at all. They were showing that flashback of Sharice a couple times, a couple seasons ago. On a reunion, she had a nice little bob situation happening. That looks good on her. That hairstyle she had, I was like, girl, what is this? Then she had some like pin at the... I didn't like it. It wasn't cute to me. Okay, so basically, we're just really trying to get to the root of why Karen doesn't like Sharice. Like, Karen said they hadn't been friends in like 5 years, but then we learned that Karen had invited her to something in 2019. Karen said it was 2018. Karen was like, no, it was 2018. I was like, girl, folks got receipts. It was 2019, and then she went to Karen's like intimate dinner party. So clearly they had some type of friendship or associate. I don't know, but they weren't beefed out, you know what I mean? So I guess for her to attend her mother's funeral wouldn't have been such a shock if they weren't beefed out, you know? And then like Andy said, like if somebody were to attend my loved one's funeral, I would see it as an act, as a good gesture, like as an act of kindness. I don't think I would, my mind wouldn't immediately go to clout chasing, especially because there weren't any cameras there and Sharice had to drive to Surrey County. It just didn't seem like clout chasing to me. So that couldn't have been the reason why Karen has been upset this whole time, especially because Sharice just revealed it on TV. We all know what the reason is. Karen is upset at Sharice because a couple seasons ago in the reunion, Sharice revealed that Karen had a boyfriend on the side. And it wasn't on Karen's radar at all. I mean, it wasn't on anybody else's radar about Karen until Sharice brought that to light. And that is the reason Karen does not like Sharice. And I wish she would just say that. But she can't say that. She can't say that because that would be admitting to guilt. So we all know Karen got a boyfriend on the side, okay? Ray not able to do what he needs to do. And she got a boyfriend on the side, allegedly. So Karen and Sharice going back and forth, and then me and Karen go back and forth, and child, it was just a mess. But Robin did bring up a good point. Like, she said that when they hear rumors and stuff, it usually comes from personal people. Like, I guess Potomac is a small town, so everybody knows everybody, meaning everybody knows everybody's business. So people actually call Robin up or call Mia up or call the ladies up when they have tea on somebody else in the cast. So Robin was like, so out of all these people, all these personal people that come to me about rumors, are you saying to Karen now, are you saying that all of them are lying? And Karen was like, none of these rumors are true. None of these rumors are true. I'm like, I wonder how many people it is calling Robin, because everybody ain't lying. And the tea that Mia had was so particular. Like, it was so specific. Some truth got to be there. But we know what's up. Karen, we know. We know. So we move on to Robin's segment, and they talk about that pitiful family fun day and then all her little prenup blues. So if her and Juan do get a divorce, they will split everything 50-50. She says that both of them were like instrumental in each other's lives, so they'll split 50-50. She didn't put in a fidelity clause. She was like, it may come back and haunt me, which I'm like, okay, but I bet now, since everything's going on with these cheating allegations against Juan, I bet you wish you would put that fidelity clause in there now, but too little too late, boo-boo. So she said that the family fun day was just so last minute, but I'm like, girl, you had those plastic tablecloths that blow with the wind. You had no signs, no decor. Was it even food there? I think it was like one little basket of food or something. It pitiful. And they do talk about how Robin didn't invite Wendy and her kids, and I didn't like that, y'all. I really didn't like that at all. I'm like, it was an outside activity. Even if you don't like Wendy, because of the nature of the event, you don't have to talk directly to her. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have to say anything to Wendy, but you could have invited her and those kids for a family fun day. To purposely leave out the kids, well, I guess she thought that it was a good idea to call up Candace to tell Candace to bring Wendy's kids, and Wendy mentioned it. She was like, Candace hasn't been by herself with her children before, so why would she think that would be a great idea for Candace to bring the kids when Candace haven't had any like one-on-one time alone with Wendy's kids? Like, even if she did, I still know how you gonna not invite me and then try to invite my kids as an afterthought. Like, no ma'am, Robin, you were wrong, and it was nasty. And I really wish what's his face, Andy, would have pushed Robin a little bit more about that situation, because she said it wasn't about the kids, but I don't know. I wish Andy would have pushed a little bit more. So we have the husbands. Here they come. And of course, Juan isn't there. Surprise, surprise. G, they go to G, and G got all emotional talking about Mia's health scare. And y'all, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't know. I didn't believe it. I did not believe G's tears. Oh my goodness. I was like, I feel like y'all practiced this beforehand. And 5, 6, 7, and tears. I don't know. So G says that he hadn't had sex with Jacqueline before, and there's been no penetration with any of Mia's other friends, just like some foreplay action, I guess. And I was kind of mad at Andy for not asking G the questions about the joint chiropractic business. Like, Mia did a terrible job of explaining how they lost the business and the whole ordeal with that. So I was hoping that G would bring some sense to the mix, but Andy shot right past that opportunity. I'm like, are we not going to talk about the business? Like, Mia didn't do a good job. Like, I want to hear G's perspective on how y'all lost your business and what are y'all going to do now? Like, what? Y'all talking about sex with Jacqueline. Who cares? We already asked Jacqueline that question. We could have moved on. So, Andy moves on to Chris and wants to know Chris's reaction to Giselle's claims. And rightfully so, Chris didn't understand what he actually did to Giselle. Chris was saying that, well, we all were thinking, if Giselle's glam squad was not in the room, all Giselle had to say was, hey, let's talk another time. Thought my glam squad was in here. They're not. I'll get with you later. Like, Giselle isn't taking any accountability for how she could have handled things. She's just putting all the blame on Chris. And I'm like, girl, you're a grown woman at the end of the day, too. Like, you could have said something. If you felt uncomfortable and you knew you didn't want to be in a room alone with a married man and you seen your glam squad was there, you could have been like, hey, we'll meet another time. Like, that's your boundary. Chris cannot read your mind. That's your boundary that you did not fully explain to him. Like, you wanted him to just already know that you didn't want to be in a room alone with a married man. Like, no. Plus, he thought y'all were cool. You always talking about the guy penis. He didn't cook for you. He didn't been over your house. Like, he probably wasn't thinking... Anyway, so honestly, they're just mainly arguing about semantics. So because Giselle said that he didn't do anything to her, but he made her feel some type of way. But throughout the whole season, she was like, he needs to apologize for what he did to me, But she should have just said that for how he made me feel instead of saying what he did, because that insinuates a sexual misconduct. For what he did to me, y'all were alone in a room by yourselves and you're saying that he did something to you, that is insinuating sexual misconduct. And no other way you can flip it. Baby, Candace just got so riled up, and I understand her frustration. Like, Giselle was just saying that she just was so uncomfortable and he participated in making her uncomfortable, so he needs to apologize for that. But I'm like, I honestly wish that Chris didn't apologize, because to Giselle, it looks like he's admitting to guilt. And that's not the case. And I really don't think that he actually did anything wrong. So I wish he wouldn't have apologized. But here we are. So, just saying that Chris did something and then calling the man a sneaky link, and she did apologize for that. But I'm like, but it already happened. Like, the deed is done. Like, the fact that you even use that type of language, again, insinuates some sexual misconduct. So, but what Candace was actually trying to say was actually accurate, because that's how colorism works. So, lighter skin, and I'm included in that as a lighter skinned woman, has a closer proximity to whiteness. So lighter skinned women, or individuals in general, tend to get away with more things in greater society than darker skinned women would. So the argument that Candace was making was valid, but of course everyone was so stuck on the delivery, the message blew right over everybody's head. And I do think Candace needs to work on that. She made so much sense, but her delivery was so hard to swallow. But honestly, I mean, who knows? I don't know how I would have reacted in that situation. You know what I mean? I don't know. Chris said he was losing money. He had to answer to his kids and his family because of the situation. So I'm sure they've been frustrated and they've been dealing with this for a couple months. So blood has just really been boiling over. But yeah, I think Candace got to work on her delivery, because the message was there, but nobody got it, because she called the girl a garbage and soulless individual. And yeah. But she took accountability. She was like, yeah, I don't apologize. I meant what I said. I know what I said. Was it inflammatory? Yes. Yes. So Andy asks Ray, how does he feel about Karen's alleged infidelity? And child, Karen backs up. So he had said something like, I'm just disappointed in the latest, but Karen bags it on up like, hold on, Ray. And asks Ray how he feels about the specific rumors that have been circulating about Karen. And he was like, oh, it's bull. And I'm like, it's giving and scene. Like, girl, the fact that you had to back it on up is like, no, Ray, you didn't say what we practiced. Like, I didn't believe it, because Karen, we know. Child, that's it. I mean, the season was a mess, y'all. It was a mess. It really didn't have any funny moments, any fun moments. And I like it better when the girls are getting along. I want to see the drunk dancing and the games and, hell, play bingo. Like, it was just too much drama, and not the good kind. So I'm really glad that this season is over. I'm sure we'll be hearing about Juan's cheating allegations play out in the blogs more, because that story that he fed Robin was just plain old stupid. And Robin looking like boo-boo the fool. Like, girl, I hope y'all heard the story, but brief. Juan bought a hotel room for some girl that supposedly was dating a Baltimore Ravens fan, and she left her wallet, and Juan was like, oh, I'm gonna get this room for you. But they did have a like Instagram relationship. I'm like, Robin, if you believe Juan, more power to you. But that's it. Thank you so much for sticking with me the whole season. Tune in to what we have next. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.